Hey guys, it's Aussie Reptilez here. This video right now that you guys are watching has been a really long awaited video. It is my reptile room update. But basically, I'm not necessarily going to show every single enclosure, but we will try and cover every single reptile and or amphibian. Probably just the ones in my room as always, like it's the reptile room, aka my bedroom. Individual videos will be done on the reptiles and amphibians outside of my bedroom. See, I'll get out the animals if I don't show the full enclosure for those certain animals, but besides that, yeah, this is going to be the reptile room update. Now another topic, my giveaway for the Exoterra Monsoon. If you guys follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, the link will be in the description below. I actually drew the winner of the competition. Her name was Melody. Now I'll play a clip of her with the Monsoon. Basically I just messaged her, obviously told her she won, got her address and blah blah blah, and I asked her if she could film basically herself with it, and she did it, and she said just to let you guys know that it's a bit cringy, she's a bit awkward, obviously because she's not normally in front of a camera, she doesn't normally film herself. So yeah, just don't criticize her or anything, but basically Melody just with her prize, so congratulations Melody.
This Aussie Reptilez for the giveaway, and to make this clear that it's not fake, because some people were saying it was, but it's really not. Here's the packaging box. Yeah. I'm actually really excited, but I don't look it, because yeah, fabulous. Okay, thank you so much, and peace.
Really sorry that it took a long time to actually pronounce it and like tell you guys who won it. It was my fault. I've been caught up with school, lots of homework, and lots of like my actual work itself. It's very hard to balance out school, work, and making videos, so whenever I can I'll get the chance to film videos for you guys. But besides that, let's get straight into the reptile room tour. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll get into the video. So what you guys have to do is ignore the mess. My room is a bit messy, but basically we'll start here at this unit. So this unit is 3 enclosures. They're about 4 foot, 1 foot, and 2 foot high, and then that one's 4 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. That has 2 blue tongues in it. The other 2 big ones have bearded dragon and a blue tongue as well. So I'll sit the camera back down and we'll have a look at the animals inside of them. So what we'll do is we'll just start at the top, since that's obviously the easiest. We'll start at the top. So the door's open. It's a screen mesh front. Originally there was a concern that maybe that would stop the heat, let all the heat escape and not capture it in here. But the basking spot's really warm. It's about 28 degrees or so, and I'm pretty sure, maybe a bit more. And the ambient temperature is pretty warm. So this actually keeps in the heat, but also allows it to ventilate at the same time so it doesn't overheat. So what we have here, this is Rango. Basically, all you guys that have been subscribed for a long time, and especially the original viewers, you guys know Rango. He's the OG. Basically my first reptile. At least a reptile on license. I had a blotched blue tongue before that. Jeez, that wasn't expecting that. I had a blotched blue tongue before Rango, but that blotched blue tongue has since passed. But I guess Rango was my first reptile into my step to major reptile keeping. So he's quite old, getting there, doing well. In here as well. So in here with Rango we have E.T. He's a Townsville locale, Eastern Blue Tongue, so it's obviously up in Queensland. But yeah, he's an Eastern Blue Tongue, beautiful, nice colours, and yeah, he lives in here with Rango. I get a lot of comments, well occasionally I get comments saying that like these animals should not be housed together. I've done it with no problems for a long time now. I've got 2 animals, 2 units with blue tongues and bearded dragons. I wouldn't recommend it. I don't recommend you going out buying a blue tongue and a bearded dragon and housing them together. Definitely not. I'm always keeping a close eye on these guys. If I see any sign of aggression, obviously these animals will be split. So yeah, I do not recommend it, so obviously don't go do it yourself. I've just had a bit of experience and I've always got a close eye on them. But besides that, basically the setup's really simple. Log, basically it's hollow, blue tongue can hide in there. A spot for Rango, all the blue tongues sit under the UV, so up all that UV. A hammock, obviously to get close to the heat, and a couple of fake plants and obviously a water bowl, and then I put the food dish in there as well. And the Exoterra T-Rex skull hide, which you saw me do an unboxing for earlier this year. So that's the first unit. We'll move down to the middle one, and then obviously I'll go down to the bottom one, which I'll just have to pull out and show you guys. So my middle unit here has 2 blue tongues, one of the blue tongues being a quite big fan favourite as well. So probably a bit sleepy. The lights are about to have to come off. I've just got them on for the video, really. So, this girl here, very solid, chunky female. If I didn't know any better, I would say that she was gravid. She's definitely not. Not yet, at least haven't seen them mating. No signs of it yet, but hopefully soon. So fingers crossed for that. But what she is, she's a het for hypermelanistic. So basically she's a het for black blue tongue. Het meaning short for heterozygous, which means that she's basically a wild looking animal, but carries the genes for this fella here. So also in here with her, this is her boyfriend. And his name is Toothless. So Toothless is a hypermelanistic blue tongue, which means that he is jet black. Absolutely awesome. Normally he'd have an orange belly too, but he's about to be shed. So he's a homozygous hypermelanistic, which means obviously he's got the 2 copies of the hypermelanistic gene, which makes him the visual, while his girlfriend over here has only 1 copy of the black gene, which means she's a heterozygous, or het for hypermelanistic. So that's them. Again, nothing too special. Basic setup: heat light, UV, fake plant, some bits of bark, and substrate for them to dig in, and a few gum leaves as well. Now I'll get down here and I'll pull out these lizards and I'll show you guys. This is Viper, and Viper, again, he's another central bit of dragon. Rango and him don't really get along. Both males. Rango has a bit of a problem. He gets a bit jealous. But here's another bearded dragon, central bearded dragon against Viper. Absolute monster. Big fatty, big buff head, thick as tail. And yeah, so he's also housed with the blue tongue lizard, which I'll get out now. This blue tongue lizard is by far definitely one of your guys' favourites. One of my favourites for sure. So we'll have a look and get him out now. Alright, so here he is. For you guys that don't know, this is Tiger. And what Tiger is, he's an eastern blue tongue. As you can see, very increased in yellow. I'm thinking that it's possibly a hyperxanthic, which means basically like excess yellow, hyper yellow. Kind of like how the hypermelanistics are increased in black. This is just an increase in yellow. So, pretty awesome. I've tried to breed him before. He did breed. It's just the female he bred with produced slugs. So I'm still going to give it a crack this year. Hopefully it'll go well. He's got a bit of a long... his toenails are a bit long. I do have a rock in there for him to grind them down on. I just haven't got around to cutting them just yet. I tried the other day. I felt a bit bad. But yeah, so that's him. Absolutely amazing, beautiful lizard, and very special indeed. So that's these units, and we'll move along to the next animals. Alright guys, so here's the other side of my room. Got a fish tank here, and obviously another unit behind me. It's got 4 units, all the same size. They're about 3 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot. Obviously blue tongue lizards. For you guys that don't know, basically blue tongue lizards are what I love the most, and I guess kind of what I specialise in, but I do have a variety of different animals as well. So we might start at the bottom for this one. I'm not sure if I'll get them out. I'll get one of them out. Basically what's in that last unit is my Shingleback and just another kind of plain blue tongue lizard. He's a het reduced pattern, so he just looks normal and just has the reduced pattern gene. So I'll probably skip over him. I'll get the Shingleback out just because that's something different. But I won't show every single blue tongue because I've got a lot of normal looking ones, and obviously that kind of gets a bit boring and repetitive. But we'll check out the Shingleback, and then we'll move up a bit from there. So here's me good old Shingleback. Shinglebacks also have a lot of different names, from buttheads, pinecone lizards, a lot of different things, but obviously they've got the large defined scales, and their head looks a bit like their tail. So I've had this guy for not too long now, but yeah, very unique lizards. They're basically cousins to the blue tongues, so they're same sort of family. It's a Shingleback lizard, again, very unique, definitely something that's very special to us here in Australia, is the little Shinglebacks, but they have the cute little faces. But yeah, stunning lizard, and we'll see what's in the next unit. Alright, so that unit above the Shingleback and one of my normal blueies is basically, again, just another blue tongue unit. It's got 2 in there. These personally do not belong to me, they're actually my high school's, but I've brought them into my house, like I'm looking after them for a while just to give them more close care. But basically, so they're basically, I just said basically like 100 times. What they are is they're juvenile blue tongues. The next unit above that as well is also a portion of theirs. So yeah, normal blue tongue, kind of he's semi-northern. It's like a Northern Cross Eastern, and what he is he's basically a heterozygous, so het for anery and albino. So basically, he's a double het for snow, which is your anery albino. That's this little fella. Also in with him again. This guy is a possible double het. So basically, same thing, possible het snow. But basically, this guy's really cool. So he's an Eastern Cross, a Kimberley Cross Eastern. So he's your Northern Cross, but he's got very remarkable speckles in him. Got some awesome speckles on his head. Don't know if you can see that, but awesome colours, beautiful lizard. Can't wait to see the school's progress with these guys. But we'll move on to the next unit and check out some other cool lizards. So this next unit here is a bit of a mess. It has 3 lizards, 2 of which are my school's and 1 of which is mine. We'll start with this one that I can see right here, which I could see right there until he just ran off like a spaz. So what we have here is a little widgety worm. It's a baby albino blue-tongue lizard. So as I said, this is the school's animal. There's also another anery in there, which is also the school's. But basically, this little albino is 100% het for anery, and he's not staying still. But yeah, I've just got him in my care for a bit more intensive look, just keeping them nice and warm over the winters and keeping them nice and fed. So that's this little fellow. We'll chuck him back and try and find the other anery. So here's the school's anery. Really nice specimen, nice colours. Obviously, again, lack of the red pigment. Still has the yellow, but lack of the red, and they have the jet black eyes, which I don't know if you can see there or not, but stunning lizard. Again, can't wait to see the school's progress with these. Hopefully they do well. Hopefully the school has a chance of making snows in the near future. Next unit, I have 2 things. I've got a little tub in here, which obviously houses my snake. Now, apparently there was a comment on one of my other videos when I first introduced the snake saying that I was an idiot because I had it in the tub and it wasn't getting heat or UV. Obviously in that video I literally just showed it in its tub. I never actually showed you where it was. It's in here with my white northern. The heat from the basking spot heats up that unit, and the UV is right above the snake as well. So that snake's perfectly fine. Just thought I'd clarify that for you guys out there. So what we have here, this is my white northern. Absolutely amazing lizard. Pretty sure it's a female. She's what, 7 months old? Probably a bit more than that now. She's absolutely stunning. If you guys watched my unboxing video where I unboxed 10 blue-tongue lizards, she was literally probably, say, from the tip of her tail to about there. That's how big she was. So like that big. So beautiful lizard. Can't wait to get this to size and maybe get some babies from her next season. But probably the season after. But beautiful lizard. As I said, can't go wrong with a white northern. Absolutely stunning. Look at that. Gorgeous. So, obviously, as I said, the unit also has the snake in it. So chuck it down and we'll get the snake out. So, what we have here, this is my Stimson's python. How old is it now? Probably 8 months, I think, if that's correct. I'm not too sure, I don't have the card on me. But here's my little Stimson's python. Just going to make sure that the white northern doesn't climb out of the unit. But there's my little snake. First snake I've ever owned. Finally convinced my parents, which were a bit frightened of snakes, to let me get one. But besides that, that's the Stimson's python, and he's absolutely beautiful. So that's my first snake, only snake at the moment. So we'll see how I go in the future in terms of getting more snakes. Possibly, unlikely, but we'll see. Alright, and so above them in these 2 tubs, here you can see we've got a brown Eastern, and we've also got a normal Eastern. Basically just 2 normal Eastern blue tongues, nothing special, no need to really go in depth of them. But what we will do is I'll pick up the camera and we'll move along to here. So here we have my fish tank. Fish tank has bristle noses and neon tetras and stuff. So pretty interesting. Obviously it's not a fish tank video though. But what we have here, this here is my banjo frog tank. His name's Princess Pobbles, named after my little cousin. She wanted him to be called Princess Pobbles. That's him there. He's actually sleeping. Don't know if you can see that thing right there. There you go, you can see his eye now. That guy right there. So that's me little Pobble Bonk. Banjo frog, Eastern banjo frog. Very basic setup. Water bowl. His substrate is Eco Earth with a bit of sphagnum moss and other stuff mixed in just to make it a nice burrowing substrate that also holds humidity. And then obviously you come along, you grab your little mister, and you're not on that setting. You grab your mister and you give him a bit of a spray, make sure he's got a good substrate, good moist substrate for him to hide in. And yeah, that's his setup, as I said. Water bowl, little hide for him to sit in. Hide's full of sphagnum moss just to keep it nice and humid for him. That's him, nothing too special, basic setup. Across from that, this here is my green and golden bellfrog tank. Very unlikely that they'll be out, but their tanks, again, very simple. Basically water. You have a look here, I've got the rocks stacked up to make it look like a rock ledge, and then I've got the this log that sits on top, which is meant to look like a fallen tree branch, or a root or something. But in terms of the actual frogs, it seems very unlikely that we are going to see them. Very unlikely. But there is two of them, two green and golden bell frogs. And then beside them, what we have here is my water dragon tank. They've tucked themselves away for the night, so they're most likely tucked up in there somewhere, or back in that back corner. Actually, I can see one of them. He is back there in that back corner. Basically, again, basic setup: water bowl, food dish, a branch, and so on. And then that tank will also be getting an upgrade. I'm building them a new tank in my woodwork class, so that's that. Down below them, we have this tank here. What this tank is, it has the Eastern Cross blotchies and the blotchy, my actual blotchy, and just a silver Queensland as well. So the juveniles in there. Pretty big tank, takes up a large portion of my room. Doesn't look actually that big on camera, but it's actually really big. And that's their basic setup. What we have here is my bedside table. Obviously this is where I sleep. What we have here is my little gecko setup. Basically there's a little switch here. It's not plugged in at the moment because I've got other stuff plugged in. But basically that turns on the purple night vision light. I've got a... turns on one of these, Reptile moonlit globe, which kind of makes it dark enough for the geckos to come out, but light enough that you can also have a clear sort of glimpse at the geckos. So I sprayed their tank, very basic setup, lots of places to hide, and so on. So yeah, basic setup tank, and my bedside table so I can watch them at night time while I'm trying to get to sleep. So that's pretty cool, and that's my marbled gecko. Alright, and so obviously I have a lot more blue tongues. Basically I've got a couple... Oh, right below you, what you're standing on, actually houses my adult albino and my head albino. I'll give you guys a quick glimpse of them. This is their setup, but the timer for the light has already turned off, so they've gone to bed for the day. Very basic setup, water bowl at the back there, food dish there. The male albino, you can see his tail there, so he's always under there, and the female is always up in here. So that's their setup. Very simple, try to make it a little bit more natural. And that's where the basking light is as well, so they sit up on there, and then they come back to here for the cool end. Okay guys, so that was a really basic, quick, simple look over of my reptile room. Obviously I haven't covered everything. I have a lot of other blue tongues that are in a rack system. They're right there, but I haven't mentioned them or shown them in this video. If you guys want to see an individual video of those animals, or at least a video on the blue tongue babies, let me know in the comments below. I didn't include them in this video because if I went through all of them, it'd get a bit repetitive because it's just blue tongue after blue tongue. Yes, they are different. There's an albino in there. There's a hypermelanistic. There's a different locale. So there's like the Coonawarra, or however you pronounce it. Prince Regent. What else is there? An anery, and a couple of the babies that I produced last year. But besides that, basically that brings this video to an end. I know a lot of you guys also want to see the ridgetail monitor, so a video of that will be coming very soon. Ignore the hair, I pretty much just woke up. This is another day after filming the first part. Basically, yeah, I just needed to end this video up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry it's a quick one and doesn't go in depth in a lot of my animals. Or at least doesn't show a lot of the animals as well. I needed to get a video out for you guys because it's been a while and I don't like not uploading because it makes you guys upset, and we need this channel to keep growing. I'm really trying to get to 2,000 subscribers, So that way I can sign the Wall of Fame, if you would, in the reptile room of the high school. Riley, or Moose from the reptile room, which you guys would have seen in a couple of my videos. We talked about the leaf-tailed gecko on my Villadale High School reptile room open night video. He set me the goal and the challenge to get to 2,000 subscribers, so that way I can sign the wall. So let's see if we can get there. I'm pretty sure we can. But yeah, sorry for just muddling on and talking about this part of the video. But hopefully you did enjoy. And again, congratulations to Melody for winning the giveaway. As I said, there's the video of her with it, just so you guys get confirmation that it was legit. Because I did have a few people, mainly one person, basically just messaged me saying it was fake. So it was pretty upsetting. I know it was a really long time, and it took me a long time to actually get the video out there, get the winner out there. That was my fault. It's been a really tough time at the moment with obviously school work and actual work and so on. So sorry guys, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully this little quick video makes up for it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.